Hello everyone, so I've come here today with another AncestryDNA results update video. At this point I've lost count of which update this is. I know it's been multiple since I received these results back in 2015, but Ancestry has been very transparent, as they have been with their previous updates, that they're going to continuously update as the test gets more sophisticated. But I just want to say thank you all so much for all the subscribers to my YouTube channel, as well as the comments and likes, and even following my Instagram. I really do greatly appreciate that, and I love reading the comments that you all leave and learning about your own family history and your own takes on my DNA results and your DNA results. It's just really great to have this sense of community on YouTube to discuss these passion projects. And please continuously leave comments and especially leave your results. I love reading them. And if you have videos, I'll love to look at them as well. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into these results. Okay, so as you can see, this is the update. And yeah, so from what I've seen from the last one, I looked at this a little bit before. It's not too big of a difference. And I'll show you the previous update just to refresh your memory. But trying to scroll down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Nigeria is still holding on strong. Looks like it's probably the highest it's ever been. Ivory Coast, Ghana is definitely the highest it's ever been. Which I love to see that because representing my paternal ancestry, and that Khan energy. Khan tribe energy. So yeah, and Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu peoples is pretty steady. I think England and Northwestern Europe has been definitely being dissected a little bit more, and is shrinking in terms of the percentage. Wales, I think, is pretty steady, as it was last time, 9%, I believe that's what it was. Mali, pretty much the same. Senegal, still the same. But in Togo, about the same. Norway is, I think, a little higher than it was last time. And Sweden and Denmark came back. I remember I think it was Sweden, I don't even know, a couple of updates ago, and then it went away for the last update. And it's my theory or hypothesis that they're just taking some of the England and Northwestern Europe, that region, and just confining it down to other regions, like Sweden and Denmark, because it is kind of, it was, I remember a long time ago, it was like lumped in with a lot of other stuff. So Ireland is also lower than it has ever been. And this really cool one that I really want to point out is this Nigeria East Central region. So this is I'm really excited about this one because this is the first time that I've seen Ancestry really specify a little bit more with a country within a country, or a region within a region rather, on that West African side. I know they do with a lot of the European regions, but not necessarily with the West African. So I see that as definitely a movement in the right direction with the West African DNA gathering and sample sizes and whatnot. So an interesting story, I remember a couple of videos ago, a couple updates too about the video I did. A person in the comments said that I look like a Nigerian actor, and I forget his name off the top of my head, but when I looked into him and his background, he's actually of the Igbo tribe. In this particular region, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, when I did my research, majority of individuals in this region are of the Igbo tribe in this East Central. And please, if you know anything about this region, just start looking at the country, or the state, within the country of Nigeria, please educate me if this is the Igbo region, and if you're from there, tell me what the people are like. I would love to know. And if you have any other people I can look up or follow, or that is of this descent, I would love to just learn more about this area, and about the culture there. But yeah, and it's only 1%, but still, I think it's pretty. It's different. It's different than it was when it just was strictly Nigeria, which is interesting. They still have Nigeria here, so I'm just curious to know what they're going to end up doing with this region. Hopefully, it stays and they kind of, hyphenated. Like when I say hyphenated, I mean like do a subgroup within the region. Kind of sometimes with the European, it's like they'll have Ireland, and then they'll have like, I don't know, a different part of Ireland, but it's still a part of the Ireland region. So I would love to see this under Nigeria. That would be really cool, because that would just show that we've looked at the entire region of Nigeria, but your DNA matches with this particular part of Nigeria, which I think that would be like just revolutionary for the West African DNA. I really think so. And if they can do it for each of the African regions, that would be like incredible. Southern Bantu peoples came back. Now, my first ever test I took with AncestryDNA, or the first, update that I got, the original results, back in 2015, Southern Bantu peoples, I think it was called something else, that was there, but then it went away with the second update. But still, it's cool that it came back. And I do strongly believe that it's just like some kind of delineation of Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples, because it's so like they're like kissing cousins. But last video, I was so excited to have the Egyptian region as a part of my DNA profile, but looks like it went away. And now it's Northern African. And my little brother, who got an update as well, his last time he had Northern African, and now he still has Northern African with this update. So so it looks like that's what it was. I still think though that it's probably Mali. I still think it's maybe, it could be a part of it, or maybe a ancestor was, I don't know, mixed with the Mali, ancestors or whatnot. But I'm thinking that's what it's coming from, out of the Senegal, because they're all so close to each other. But still, it's real cool. But let me just real quick show you the the sample sizes that they're like as of date today, or June 22 rather. This is how many reference samples they have. So 68,000, and it's out of 1,000 or 1,800 plus possible regions. So that's what they're comparing my DNA against. And when they're refining the results, it's like, okay, based off of where we're at today, this is who Jonathan's profile or DNA composite comes from. And we can just look at the previous estimate just for a little bit. As you can see, everything that I was pretty much talking about was there. Germanic Europe is no longer there. So maybe that's where the Denmark and Sweden is coming from. Yeah, that looks like that's what it was. I guess 3%, 4%, and maybe they just gave 1% to Norway. So that went away. But the Egypt, like I said, has 1%. North African. Actually, Nigeria went down. But probably it went to East Central. Yeah, so it looks like, they just kind of refigured things around. Wales went up a little bit. Yeah, so it's just actually Eastern England and Northwestern Europe went up. So anyway, it's really cool just to kind of compare between the two, and I'll look more into it on my own later. But I did want to show a cool feature that I found about well, let me go here to show you it. The family or the parents' ethnicity inheritance. So I believe last video I showed you that like now you can see what side I get which from. But I was doing some research on this new update. I was like, okay, I was seeing some things, these new regions that my mom had, that my dad had, or dad didn't have, my mom has, and I have what my dad has, but my mom doesn't have, kind of thing. And so I was like, I wonder if there's a way to like delineate. And there is a way to like say like, for sure based off of my parents taking the test, what comes from what, or who comes from what, and both my parents identify as African American. So, it definitely is helpful to take these DNA tests to know like which side the results are coming from. So if you click on edit parents, it comes up to the side, and it'll show like, they'll ask you a question. Based on these ethnicities, do you know which side of your family this is? And so, as I mentioned, I looked at my parents' results, and my dad has Southern Bantu peoples, my mother does not. So whatever parent that is, I know it's my father. So yeah, parent 2 is going to be my dad. So I can just tell them, Ancestry, that parent 1 is definitely maternal. That's my mother's side. So I can say, sounds good. And then now it's just updated. But if, like, say if you made a mistake, you can always kind of say not sure or clear label, and it will go back to, you say sounds good, and it'll go back to the original. So it's not, what's the word? Final or whatever. It can, be whatever you want it to be, kind of thing. But it's really, I think, important to get as much people as in your family tested so you can see which side is which. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that just to play around with it a little bit more. But yeah, and it's cool just to see like other areas, like what did I inherit from which side, now that I know this is on my dad's side versus my mom's side. So like if I play around with Cameroon, Congo, Bantu peoples, okay, I inherited that from my mother's side, which is pretty on par with my African ancestry DNA results, because on my mom's side of the family, I am of the Bubi tribe, which is a tribe on the island of Bioko Island, which is a part of Equatorial Guinea, which AncestryDNA calls that country a part of the Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. So yeah, it makes sense that it's kind of cool that even another DNA company is confirming, or both DNA companies confirming the same thing, essentially. So yeah, it's just really cool just to see like what I inherited from which side. Again, the England and Northwestern Europe comes from my mother's side. Okay, that's really interesting, really cool. Senegal, my father's side. Okay, Ghana, get a little bit of both from, because even that kind of is on par with African ancestry as well, because I got these tests. I'm pointing to the flag because it's indicative of my African ancestry DNA. 100% match with the Khan people in Ghana on my father's side. So it makes sense, even though my mom has given me some other stuff as well, from that Ghana region. But I do know that still my father has passed it down. So it's nice, again, to verify test against test. It's really cool when it all comes down to it. But yeah, I can just keep playing around with it. And clearly I get North African from my father's side, even though he doesn't have North African. So it's just interesting to see even how they're going to refine that a little bit, which I do believe somehow, somewhere, I can get something from my grandfather or my grandmother that even my father doesn't have. Something about DNA. I think that is possible. So maybe my parents will never get the Northern African ancestry. Maybe they won't. So, but anyway, I just wanted to just share that little feature, and it's really cool to see what comes from what, who comes from who. So yeah, so I think that's all that I have to share today. But again, thank you all so much for, going on this journey with me, and for looking at my videos. I really appreciate it. If you're still here with me, I would love to hear about it. So please drop a DNA sequence emoji in the comments below, and or just share your experiences with AncestryDNA or any other DNA company and share the results. I would love to hear about it. And also, if you have a video of your DNA results, I would love to watch it, and to support your channel, and to like and comment and whatnot. So yeah, and also follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.